All right, let's see if this works. Oh,
Just as a reminder, everybody
light did
needs to
come on.
remember. Everybody needs to remember to shut off their mics if they're not talking.
Okay, I think we're almost there. Yep, we're running. We're live.
Okay, go ahead.
You're all set, Blair. You could, I think, move forward.
Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's Planning Commission work session. Let the record show that all the commissioners are present except for Commissioner Anderson and Chairwoman Spires, who are excused. Presentations and reports, presentations and reports, Mr. Reagan.
Thank you. First thing, I think I'm going to defer to our city recorder, Miss Nay, to share some information with the Planning Commission, and then I'll take over from there.
Okay, so I know some of you have heard, but I don't know if we're going to have a second Planning Commission meeting this month. If so, awesome. I'll see you guys one more time. But if not, this will be my last meeting because I got a position over at the police department. So I'm still being with Riverdale City. I'm just moving 500 feet over. It's fine. But, well, I'm kind of lying because I've got to train the new person. So I'll see you at least one more time. So we're good. We're good. But yes, I will no longer be the recorder.
We'll miss you, Shaylee.
Right back at you guys.
Okay, I'll take over. Real quick question, Shaylee. Am I okay leaving the TV in the split window view, or should I change my feed?
It's honestly viewers' preference. Like, they like to see, so I'm watching it on my TV. So if you want, you know how to make it like a grid view, so where it shows who's ever talking and then you on the side? You know how to do that?
Is it layout? Is it like side by side or stack or grid?
Yeah. Click on that. You can either just do focus or you can do equal.
Should I do
and then that way. Sorry.
Like that?
I'm trying to see if it'll show me. It's going to take a second. Let's see. Come on, TV. Perfect. Yes. Because then it will show who's ever talking first, and then it will show everybody still on the side. So if that looks good, like that, or you can actually have it to where there's two equal parts. But it's honestly up to viewers. But Cody or like Counselor Stevens likes like the full face, so I would just leave it. I think that looks good.
Does that look okay? All right. Okay. Well, thanks for the patience with me on that. How do I, although it's not showing the active speaker, it doesn't switch the active speaker.
So it's doing that because you're the main person on the screen. So if you want to click on your screen, like right click it, and it should show like share the view or split the view. Does it say it?
No.
Okay, let me see. So focus, and then I'm trying to see what it would say. It just sucks because let's see, equal. So if you click equal, mine's on my cell phone, so it's so hard to know which one to tell you. I'm trying to remember how I did it. So there's like on the three little dots on your video. Do you see that on the top right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so click that. Does it say like share screen? Or like share view.
Move to stage, show myself in a floating window.
So say move to stage.
Oh.
Did it work?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, yep, it's working on my side because it shows you and it shows the active seat.
All right, so that's what I do? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Planning Commissioners, for being patient. Sorry, I don't usually work in this position, so, and thanks to the applicants for patience as well. As far as current presentations and reports, there's a lot going on in the city. As you can imagine, we have obviously some applicants tonight relative to some changes going on. We have the Cafe Rio building. You can see the shell's pretty much all completed. They're starting to work on the inside of that building for Cafe Rio. And we have the Mobetta's building getting close to a shell completion as well. So that's going on. As far as other things, Raising Cane's is getting close. And we have, trying to think, we have some, the rezone. That is something that the Planning Commission would like to know. The rezone with the City Council was approved from R18 to R1 4.5. So that was approved up there off of 300 West. And have other interests going on in the community. You'll have probably a future site plan coming forward for a new build over by Dutch Brothers. So they're on the old Best Buy pad. We'll see something coming shortly. I'm not sure what yet, but I do know something is coming. And there are some other future site plan things that could be moving aggressively. I would say watch the city council meetings in the future for some future development agreement discussions, and you'll get a feel of some areas that might be developing. So anyway, that's all I think at this point I have to report. But defer to the Planning Commission and to Planning Commissioner Jones for further. Thank you.
Hey, Blair, I got everything up now. So let me take over.
Okay, go ahead.
Or Rob.
All right, thank you, Mr. Eggett, and thanks for helping me out, Blair. Consent items. Do any commissioners have any consent items? Okay, then action items. Consideration of conditional use permit request for AmeriCarpets Carpet Flooring Sales Dealership use located at approximately 4122 South Riverdale Road. Mr. Eggett.
Thank you. And I just want to note to the applicants, this is just the work session, so we won't make any decisions at this meeting. You could actually technically log off if you want to and get back on at 6:30, or you can certainly stay the whole time. No pressure either way, whatever you feel comfortable doing. That being said, with this conditional use permit request, I'll just go over some key points. Obviously, I'll review quickly the executive summary. The AmeriCarpets Group, represented by Clifton Buckway and the Buckway family, have filed for this request. It's for carpet and flooring sales at 4122 South Riverdale Road. It's located in a community commercial C2 zone. Because of that community commercial C2 zone and the residential use to the east of this property, this request is required to go through a conditional use permit review. So basically, all uses in the C3 zone that would be permitted are also conditional in this case. So that's why it's before the Planning Commission as a decision-making body for this request at this time. As part of any conditional use permit request, as you know, as Planning Commission, you look at the outstanding health, safety, and welfare concerns that may exist in association with neighboring businesses, and more importantly, residential impacts in this area. And that is subject to City Code 10-19. You have a copy of it in your packet as far as the basis for review, items A through G that you're looking at when discussing the request in this building. The reason that it's a new request is obviously up to this point it's been a furniture sales business that's been occupying that space. And when I say that, this location is the existing John Paris Furniture Building along Riverdale Road. Items of concern have been noted in your packet. There was some email dialogue between myself and the Public Works Director relative to the site. I don't know that it, in my opinion, elevates to the level of a significant health, safety, welfare concern, but clearly you can see the Public Works Director feels like there are significant enough concerns at least to discuss. The dumpster and the screening of the dumpster and the use of the dumpster. His concern is that with these types of businesses that sometimes dumpsters can get a little messy with carpet waste and other flooring waste that sometimes builds up or spills out. And so his request is that the dumpster area be screened and kept clean as well. I don't know that, again, it's not my position. That's the Planning Commission's position as far as what you deem to be health, safety, and welfare concern. But in his statements, he says that the dumpster sits next to the east fence of residential units. In the past, garbage out of this dumpster is stuck in the fence and blows on the neighboring residential. It is an eyesore for the residents next door. And then he says, usually carpet places have really messy dumpsters due to all of the scraps. I'm sure if we can do something, the residents next door would appreciate it. And you can kind of see beyond that some of his other comment initially. And I did kind of come back and said, well, I'm not sure it rises to the level. Obviously, if the site was improved with a site plan amendment, clearly we could talk about a dumpster enclosure improvement as part of any kind of modification to the site. But that being said, I want to put on the record on his behalf, and also the applicants are aware of this. I did talk to Clifton, who is with us, letting him know that that is a concern from our public works director. He's represented the Buckways are more than willing to assist where they can in keeping that area clean. So I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that during this work session. Other than that, there are no other comments from city staff relative to the request. You can see even on the application how the percentage of what portion of the building will be utilized for the flooring versus a second use, kind of a storage warehouse use. One item of note that it's more background, but it really doesn't apply to the conditional use permit. This property is part of the RDA area that the redevelopment agency is working on and has been working on in neighboring property uses. I have shared this with the Buckway family as well, and they've been more than willing to work with the RDA in helping the RDA achieve goals in the future, as well as hoping that the RDA will assist them to be successful in this new location as they look to use it, maybe even, I don't know what you'd say, upgrade the facade or change the look of the building and the site a little bit. So I think there's going to be a good partnership there from that perspective. So it's more side information, but you should be aware as a planning commission of that element to this. You'll see after the application and the payment showing just the location point of where the business is located, and I think that's pretty much it. I know this is work session, but the Buckways have joined us. If for some reason you have questions for them, just brief questions, maybe nothing that has to do with the actual decision making, but if it's just some information you might like to get, you could ask them, or you can wait till the main meeting to have that conversation with them. And with that, I defer to the planning commission for discussions, questions, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eggett. Does anybody have any discussion during this work session?
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
Mr. Eggett, we're the approving body on this application, correct?
That is correct. You're actually the decision-making entity for this decision. That is correct.
Okay.
So to that note, if you can add findings, it's always helpful to have findings to support your decision-making, but yeah.
Anybody else?
I just have one question. Is this going to replace their building they have on 1150, or is this an addition to it?
Clifton, you're muted, I think.
Can't hear him.
No.
Can you hear me? Yeah, here. There we go. I'll use Dan's. So, we plan on moving to that building after our lease is up here at 1152 West. So John Paris will lease it from us for the next 18 months, and then we will occupy that building.
Just a comment in your behalf. I just live down the street from your where you're at. I have not seen a lot of garbage around the building, so they do keep their area clean. I don't know what they do with all their scraps, but I don't see a lot of debris. So to our benefit, it will be nice to have somebody clean up after themselves.
Thank you, Wanda. We have a dumpster trailer, which makes us manage our garbage better. We have our layers and put it directly into there, and we have regular dumps because of that.
Rob, are you still with us?
Yeah, it was like buffering.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Is that everything on action item number 1, guys? Because we should probably press on action item number 2, consideration of forward recommendation to City Council regarding an amended site plan request for the Chick-fil-A restaurant. Mr. Eggett.
Thank you. This one is one that's come before the body briefly in the past. This is an application by Chick-fil-A Restaurants. They're represented by Logan Vogt and American Company Engineering Group, who he works for. He has joined us on this call as well. He's listening in. They've applied for the amended site plan review at 4067 South Riverdale Road at their current location in the C3 zone. You're probably all very familiar with this site, adjacent to RC Willey, to the east of RC Willey along Riverdale Road. They are also going to be working on a remodel of the building. Ironically, the application for building permit has already been completed and it's pretty much ready to go, but clearly can't be issued until this process is resolved. So